What's up, Brite Nation? Today is a very, very bittersweet day. Bitter because, unfortunately, my old S&N chassis buggy, aka the side chick, is officially gone. We have sold it. But don't worry too much, because the sweet part of the day is that although the side chick is gone, we replaced it with an even better buggy. I'm so excited! So this is a Caliph chassis buggy. And there's only a handful of these in existence, which is super rad. And yes, right off the bat, I'm gonna let you know this is a rear steer portal axle comp buggy. Words do not describe my excitement right now. So this specific chassis used to belong to Brite Dickey. And if you don't know who Brite Dickey is, he is a 17-year-old. He is a wildly talented driver, and he is specifically in this chassis won a ton of We Rock competitions. Just look at this wall of trophies. That's insane.
So all those competitions over the years, and he's actually won Trail Breaker out here at Trail Hero, means that this buggy has been through absolute hell and back.
Multiple wars, honestly.
Multiple wars. Like, it's been driven hard. It's been
used and abused.
And flipped and rolled and put back on. But what that means is that it's proven. We went back and forth on, like, what do we do? Do we get a newer one? Do we get a brand new one with the crazy stuff she wants to do? Trying to figure that out on the trail and really not knowing how they should act and react is a lot harder than just getting one that's done and proven. And if you have to redo some things, that's a little easier because it's already a proven rig that we know can do anything and everything.
Now, anyone who has followed our channel for any extended amount of time knows that for years I've wanted to upgrade to a rear steer buggy. Literally since the day we bought the side chick, I've wanted a rear steer, but I wanted to get more seat time in the side chick and a little more seat time in a buggy so I could get used to it before I ultimately upgraded.
Right, and people were saying just rear steer this one, but it's not okay.
It's not as simple as it sounds.
The side chick is a trail rig, like it's a trail buggy. She can drive it at decent speeds. It's kind of big. It's comfortable. It does hard stuff, but like not this kind of stuff.
Literally,
and even if this wasn't rear steer, this is still gonna well outperform that. This does a lot. It does, and the better driver you are, the more it'll do. We've always just wanted to do the rear steer thing, and all of our friends in the neighborhood are all on rear steer now.
And I really want a buggy because I've gone out with them a couple times in the side chick, and I can't quite keep up. The side chick is essentially a halfway point between a Jeep and this bad boy right here. It can't quite keep up with the comp buggies, but it can seriously outperform the Jeeps. And I haven't really wanted to go out with the rear steer guys like often because I always feel like I'm kind of holding them back in the side
They
chick.
have to like pick and choose what trails, and then they do the optional stuff, but like they have to cater to her.
And I don't want that. My social anxiety
it feels kind of bad when you have 10 rigs and they're just like, oh, I guess we could go.
I don't want to be the one that's holding them back.
Yeah.
Even before that, again, since the moment I got it, since the moment we went to our first We Rock competition, a Trail Breaker comp, a Trail Hero, like I've always wanted one of these. And finally, I have one. Now, first things first, just look at the size difference between the two. Look at how big the side chick is, how high it is off the ground, everything, the roof line, and then look at this new rig. The size difference is absolutely insane.
I mean, to be fair, this is like a 7/8 car or a 3/4 car.
Yeah, this one's even smaller than most comp buggies. I don't mind because it'll fit me perfectly. Now, obviously, one of the most obvious differences, my old buggy, the side chick, is a drag axle. So no rear steer, it just drags the rear axle behind the front.
And it's a Dana 60 front with a Dana 70 rear with air lockers front and rear as well.
Whereas my new buggy is a rear steer. So not only does it have rear steer, which is a massive tool that I'm really excited to use and learn to
Which
manage.
is like 50 degrees of steering.
Dude, the steering angle is wild on this thing, but we'll get to that. As far as the axle goes, it has Toyota 8-inch axles front and rear, but they're flipped to accommodate the portals, which ground clearance difference between the portals and a non-portal axle is absolutely crazy. Look at this.
Both buggies are on 20s and 42s.
That's just to the diff. The clearance between even the axle tube to the ground.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Now, something else about this buggy that's super unique. It's unique to comp buggies that a lot of guys are doing now. Different gear ratios in the front versus the rear. So
they run different gear ratios.
You have an overdriven and an underdriven. So what that means is the front has a 488 gear ratio and the back is a 529. What that means is the rear is spinning more slowly than the front, or the front is spinning more quickly
fast than the rear. So your front is out driving your rear.
Right. And so what that does is as you're climbing, the front, since the front's spinning a little faster, it's constantly trying to suck the vehicle down to the rock. So as you're getting super vertical, the front's spinning just a tiny bit faster.
What it does is it pulls and extends the suspension as far away from each other as possible to keep the buggy sucked down to the ground like a gecko.
It does, and it works really well, but then you also have to make sure that you're not, like, you're not going to drive this down the road in any type of four-wheel drive. Like, this is her buggy. She drives to the park, and it'll do 40, 50 miles an hour. This one I wouldn't do. I mean, you can put it in just rear-wheel drive. You can put it in just front-wheel drive, and you can drive it just fine putting it in rear, because then you don't have the two fighting each other.
You just want to make sure you're in two-wheel drive. If you're on a traction like pavement surface or driving on it. Oh, so there are traction. That's different.
I'm going to assume you have to have spare diffs. You know, they're not matched, but for competition it's great. But for longevity, probably not so much.
But that is something that's a really cool fact that I had actually personally never really heard of until we bought this buggy. But when you think about it, it makes a whole lot of sense. However, just fine print right there. Don't do this to your daily driven full-sized rig. You'll immediately destroy it on the road. This is literally just kind of a comp buggy thing, and apparently a lot of them do it, but it's a very beneficial thing when you're doing the wild and crazy rock climbs that these guys are capable of.
Now, a lot of buggies of this caliber competition run just air shocks. The reason for that is they don't really want anything happening, and they have them valved very specifically, because they don't want it unloading, like instead of a coilover, because coilovers have spring and they want to move and they want to do stuff geared. You can rock crawl on them, obviously, but they're not as predictable. And they set these up super tight because they don't want it bouncing off of something and weight transfer.
You want it predictable when you're doing wild stuff.
One, you'll see how low it is.
Yeah, how low to the ground, but yeah.
To raise it, you simply just put nitrogen in it and you can raise it. They're also tuned and valved. Like, it feels basically, you might as well have a 2x4 in here, so.
But that is fully intentional and fully functional, because when you compare it to my buggy, with coilovers,
this is more of a trail rig that you can ride and drive and hit bumps and not get beat up all day.
Which makes it a lot more comfortable. However, when I'm doing anything off camber, similar to like a Jeep, I have a lot of body roll, which means it's a lot less predictable in certain situations and in certain obstacles.
I mean, it's mostly fine.
Yeah, again, it outperforms a full-size rig any day, but this would absolutely never outperform that. Now, another thing that makes this thing so stable when it's freaking monkey crawling, spider crawling all over like these obstacles is literally the height. Its center of gravity is so low, and almost all of its weight is super, super low to the ground. But if you look, the door bar is literally at my hip bone.
Like, you can just get in by stepping over it.
The roof is like at my ear. Now we take these, we go this way. There's a lot of difference there.
There's a lot of difference.
In height. And not to say that this has a whole bunch of weight up top, but that weight, that center of gravity is significantly higher in this buggy than it is in that one.
So you could lower that one if you want. But the difference is, this is very specific, purpose-built rig that does one thing, and one thing at 150%.
Exceptionally well.
Right? Like, it is meant to climb
walls like that.
Right? Like, this does that. Everything else, not so much. This is good at a lot of things. You can drive it all day on trails. You can drive it to the park. You have plenty of room. You got ice chests in the back. Like, this is a very well-rounded. We've got headlights and blinkers, and
it's actually street legal.
Yeah, brake lights. It's got all this stuff, which we might add to that. But either way, this is a very well-rounded. A big winch on the front used as a suck down, or a winch. This ain't got nothing. I mean, it does have a rear winch for a suck down, and it does have a front winch for a suck down, but they can't be used really for recovery. So
no, it's literally a rear suck down winch, by the way. That's also completely different from this. This does not. It has a front suck down winch, like this one.
I have a strap on the rear of yours, so you can only extend
a limiting strap, essentially.
But it allows the articulation left and right.
But this is really, I don't want to say bare bones, because it's not bare bones. Like, the technology and the engineering that is in this is pretty insane. But
no, you're right. It's pretty bare bones.
it's as far as like what it wants to do, there's one thing it does, but it does do it, like we said, exceptionally well. Now, before we continue though, I have to say the side chick is already sold. luckily to a really good friend of ours. So that means we'll likely see it again in the future, but it is already sold. She is gone. She has a new owner. Well, she's here, but she has a new owner, but we will see it again in future videos. So she won't be totally missed. And I think after a while, she won't be missed at all. Maybe by you guys, but probably not by me. Now, another really big difference, at least when it comes to driving a buggy, is the visibility from the driver's seat and just the view, which you'll see the difference in a second. But importantly, the visibility and the ability to see all four corners and all four tires. So you can see kind of my view. I have to lean pretty far out to see that one. And same thing in the back. I can't just from turning my head, that's my visibility. I have to lean pretty far out the buggy to see that driver rear tire. My passenger front tire, that's all I can see of it, is right there. My passenger rear tire, that's sort of what I get right there. When I'm driving, that is essentially, these two are almost like totally blind for the most part. And if I lean real heavy, I can see these two just fine. But when you're doing crazy stuff, having to lean out of the rig when you're fully strapped in isn't really an option. It's also worth mentioning that when I climb into my buggy, my old buggy, the side chick, I have to put a foot on that tire, a foot on this side step, then swing a leg in, then swing the other leg in, and then slide in. Whereas for the new buggy, it's literally just swinging your leg up, which might mean Kevin might have a little more trouble getting in.
No, I can get in.
But it's literally, you just swing a leg up and you slide in. It's almost like a race car.
And it is a two-seater, but the seat is out right now. But it is a two-seater. It's not a single-seater.
And the towel I have down because I wore nice clothes to do this today, and I don't know why. Now I'll go ahead and say the floor panels aren't in at the moment. There is a floor panel that goes right there, but you can see without moving, I have sight of that tire. I can see exactly what that tire is doing. Same thing. I just got to turn on my head and I can actually see where that tire is. I don't have to really lean out to see where it's at. That full visibility. So there is a floor panel that goes right here, but it stops kind of like right where that is. So I can see that tire and where it's at. And then, like Kevin said, there is a second seat that goes right here. So this is a two-seater buggy, which with the second seat in, it probably covers about like that much, like the front end of that tire, but I can still see the inside bottom line and see where its placement is at. With the seat out though, I have full view of that guy. Like I know exactly where all four tires are in this thing at all times. You'll also notice it's very bare bones in the center. There's no center console. There's really no gauges. There's no nothing. I have a water temp gauge so that I know it's not overheating. But beyond that, there's not much. These are the most three important flips that I have. I have my rear steer, I have my front winch, and I have my rear winch. And the way that this buggy works, you literally drive with one hand on the steering wheel. My left hand steers the front, and my right hand stays right here the entire time steering the rear. So you're driving one-handed front, one hand right here, steering rear, and this also controls my winches. So like this is how you drive off-road in this thing. This is my transfer case, Dana 300, rear, front. So it does have selectable transfer case. I can pull the rear out, I can pull the front out, do digs, front dig, rear dig, whatever. Up here, these are the cutting brake levers, which I have a cutting brake in the buggy. I have one lever, push one way to go one way to go the other way. And although I do use the cutting brake at that, according to Brite, he's never really used these ever in competition. It's not to say that I might not. If he doesn't use them, I don't know if I should use them, but I don't know. We'll have to play it by ear and get some seat time and see how I feel. Really, that's it. You literally have nothing else. It's very, very simple.
You don't even have any gauges.
Yeah, as I said, literally just temp gauge.
One temp gauge.
And then these are both light switches. There's your kill switch, there's your pump, you start.
Literally, you just flip this up and push start, and that's it.
It's very simple. It's very uncomplicated, but I'm okay with that because the more uncomplicated it is, the less I have to worry about, because I'm already gonna have a lot of stuff to worry about when it comes to driving the front, driving the rear, winching in, winching out. Like, it's pretty insane, but I'm really excited to get seat time and learn and get better at it.
And really, there's probably a whole lot more in this I don't know about as far as like the geometry and all that good stuff. I do know it just has 16-inch air shocks on it. The engine is a Chevy 3.9 liter in like the 2006 to 2010 like Impala and just some of those cars that they came in, and it's supposed to be like 240 horse and 240 foot-pounds of torque, so that's pretty decent out of a tiny V6.
And that's definitely...
And they're very reliable.
It's definitely more, too, than I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that your 5-liter has?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
1980s 5-liter
the
has?
5.0 doesn't make as much power as this makes, so this is also more powerful.
Probably, but they're great at this. They're super cheap. They're like $1,000 from the junkyard. I looked at last night, I think they were like $3,000, $3,400 for a fully built fresh one, like a
holy crap
refurbished like a refurbished
yeah.
one that's brand new basically. I found a website that has them rebuilt for like $3,400, which is expensive, but not really for brand new, if you want to do brand new, or you can go to a junkyard and get them for $1,000 used and just throw it in, and they're good for many miles. Not sure on the trans. It's an automatic, and then like she said earlier, the T case is a Dana 300, and we have Jesse Haynes fabrication portals on it.
Ta-da! There are some more like nuanced, specific, like cool things that are done to this buggy that you don't really see outside of like comp buggies that we'll probably go over in the future, just because it is.
Or just drive it.
I mean, I am going to also just drive it, but I want them to know like certain things that, like, the amount of thought that goes into these to make sure that they're capable of doing the things that they do. It's pretty cool, but we will go over all of that in due time. Do not worry. This video is mostly just to say ta-da and tell you how excited I am. This is freaking awesome. This has been, like I said, for years, since the day we kind of picked up that and I got really into the buggies. I've wanted a rear steer, and now I finally have one.
Hopefully you'll drive this one more.
I definitely, oh yeah, dude, there's so many people with rear steer porta buggies in this area, and they go out all the time. So as long as we're home, I plan to try to get as much seat time as possible in this. But guys, the only thing left to say is she doesn't have a name, and I don't know what to name her. I have the side chick. I could carry over.
Side chick numero dos.
Yeah, I don't know. I could carry over the side chick name, but I don't know.
How do you say side chick in Spanish? Chiquita? Oh, chiquitita.
Chiquitita. Oh my God. I don't know. We'll
chiquitita
decide.
Means little tiny.
All right.
Chiquitita, qué bonita.
As of right now.
Falda, chiquitita, qué bonita.
As of right now, chiquitita, chiquita.
Well, one song is Chiquitita and one song is Chiquitita. That for the old one.
All right, my Spanish speakers.
No, there's a Chiquitita and a Chiquitita. I don't know why, but there are.
Anyways, that's at the top of the list. If you can beat it, let me know in the comments. If you have a better name that would go along with this, let me know.
It's just like, it's little tiny.
Even when we pull up to other rear steer buggies in the future,
look at
and
you
we go,
right now. You look like you're 10 times the size of the buggy.
When we pull up to other rear steers, you'll see, even compared to other like comp buggies, it's pretty. It's a Kevin-sized buggy. Like, she's snack-sized.
Oh, little snack.
Snack size. I don't know. We'll think. I haven't even put any consideration into it.
L-I-L snack. Little snack. No?
Sounds like a rapper name. I don't know. Just a little. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Remember to find all your Lite Brite Nation merch and decals at litebritstudios.com. And stay tuned.
I got it. Just Chiquita.
Chiquita.
That's just Chiquita. Instead of Chiquita or Chiquitita. That's very long. Chiquita. Because that's easier. Chiquita.
I like that. Sounds a little like sexy.
A little Chiquita.
Anyways, let us know, guys.
Mi Chiquita.
Stay tuned. More rad stuff to come, guys. We're so excited. We love you, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye, side chick. Because the sweet part of today is that although the side chick is gone, now you can move it. Go, 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 go. Old school. We can use this as an after credit, I guess. Old school movie graphics. Go, Kev, go. Oh, my arm's gonna get so tired. Ooh, faster, Kev. Slower than molasses. Just pull it forward. Pull it forward in front of the Bronco. Don't go backwards. Stay seated out of frame. Right there. I put a paint can there as a marker for where the front driver tire was. All right, Kev, my hand's starting to shake.
Well, I'm old and I'm hurt.
No.
It's fine. I hurt my back last night.
Oh no, my nose itches. It's fine. Oh crap, what did I say last? Oh no. What did I say? I said we sold it. We sold, but don't worry. Oh. Okay, I'll just start with because. Wow. Look. I'm so excited. Oh, he's not even in it. All right. Oh, too far. A little too far. Is that too far? Or is that fine? It's fine. Is that too far? Or is it by the paint can? It's fine then.